What's going on, people? What is going on? It is Friday night, which you already know means it is Friday Night Madness with your boys over here, Six Man K Styles and the Mad Scientist, Mad Mike Sports. Don't mind me. I don't have the fancy background today, and I'm trying something a little different here. So appreciate y'all coming in, tuning in with us. What's going on, Mike? How we doing this Friday, man?
I don't think people gonna like me today. Well, probably the first 20 minutes of the show. I don't think people gonna like me.
Oh Lord, people already don't like your ass, but how worse can you get? But before we do it, Mike, you forget we always got to do this right. We got to give them that real roll call. And today's roll call is going to be featured by High Quality H2O. We got.
Oh, I got mine now.
Oh yeah, you got yours now. Yeah, there you go. We got Joseph Thornton in the building. We got Todrick Davis. We got the homie Noah Tendale. We got The Nation. We got Triple G. Hey, Cartier Walker's back, man. Appreciate you coming through. D. Coleman, YMOF Jamal, Coach Will Talk Sports, Jerry Bowie. We got ATL Leo, Jonathan Bell. We got Eric McDowell Jr. We got Michael Walker, not that Michael Walker. We got Andrew G, Floyd Donnelly, Southside.
I got she is so good.
Oh,
she make a nigga sing. She can make a nigga sing.
Please go clean up your room.
Wow, clean up your
room. Cause I'm about to be up over there. That's gonna be Trammell song for her. We got Ricondo. We got Ricondo in here as well, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all coming through. Mike, what you got for him? Why you can go? People ain't gonna like you right now. Hold on, everybody, get your goddamn seatbelts and popcorn ready for this. Let's find out why this is.
I just gotta be real. It's like this. Everybody, if you've got a little brother, you know, a little cousin, a little sister, a little cousin, a little whatever. You're used to getting your way with them. Beating their ass at every chance that you get. That little annoying ass little cousin that you every time they come on, they try to crack jokes and stuff all the time, and then you end up throwing a shoe at them, hitting them in the head, and they go crying, "Mama, they hit me in the head." So you just used to getting your way. I mean, every time you turn around, you getting your way. And then suddenly one day, your mama come in there with a switch, or a ruler, or a shoe, or an iron, or a tire. I mean, depending on your mama. My mama hit me with everything. That's probably because
I about to say, damn, bro, you might well come say she gonna whoop your ass with your little brother. You might well go with that.
Hey, my mom about 5'10". My mom was about 5'10", so I'm positive she could have sworn my brother. He was known as the N-word beater, if you get what I'm saying. If you're in the hood, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But you used to get in your way, and then suddenly one day, your little brother just come out of nowhere and just hit you right in the eye. You get a nice little shiner. You get beat up, and everybody sees it. It's a big swollen eye. What the hell am I talking about? What am I trying to say? It's just that one time everybody gonna get their ass. Everybody gonna get their ass kicked. You're gonna meet your maker, and things are just not gonna go your way. Well, this time, Falcons fans, and in particular, Matt Ryan supporters, we didn't get our way. We got dotted in the eye for the first time in quite some time. We just didn't get our way. And instead of just taking that L and just being cool with it, we crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying again. If I could just show you the messages, the comments that I've seen, not only on my channel, on K-Style channel, the messages that I get, I'm so fucking tired of all this damn crying. Get over it, people. There's gonna come time where you're gonna lose. Matt Ryan supporters, we took an L. Loser. Okay? We lost. We didn't get it right this time. And instead of just taking the L, I'm getting 15 billion. Like, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. Mike, you turning against Matt Ryan? I can't believe. It's time to move on, bro. We didn't get our way. Good things must come to an end. This day was going to come. But unfortunately for me, it came a whole year sooner than I thought it would take. So at the end of the day, stop crying and just deal with it. Our new quarterback, as it is right now, we have two quarterbacks. Felipe Franks, and I don't know how to say it. I hope I'm saying the name right. Marcus Mariota. Those are the quarterbacks we got to get behind. Matt Ryan is no longer here. So enough. It's been, I don't know how many days. It seems like a damn year, to be honest. It's been the longest week of my life. I'm going to be real. This has been the longest week of my life. And like I said, Matt Ryan is the greatest quarterback and, in my opinion, the greatest player in this franchise history. So it's not an easy transition. But stop damn crying. It's done. It's over with. So that's it. Like, let's just keep it real, bro. If you're a Matt Ryan fan, just be that. But don't try to masquerade. Don't try to pretend like the Falcons, this shitty organization, and this type of thing happened. We just literally saw a couple of players and one player in particular. Well, I could say two players, but two players right now that we literally have every reason to say, all right, I see why these owners do the things that they do. Because you got guys like Calvin Ridley who just go out and do dumbass shit and then put the whole organization in the league in, issues. And then you got motherfuckers like Deshaun Watson, who is an absolute, Lord Jesus, he's just untouchable right now. So you can see how a lot of these organizations, why they do things the way they do, and it's not always popular because it's, at the end of the day, everything is all business. Sometimes you just got to do the right thing for business, and at the end of the day, as much as we all, don't want to say it, it was just time to move on from that. Everything, it just seems like we couldn't catch a break. We couldn't catch a break. The damn, we signed Mike Davis. His ass can't go through the hole. He can't get through the hole. He can't get through the hole. CP, he's the Mr. Universe. And then you get Calvin Ridley. Yeah, like he don't. know how to play football anymore, running backwards, sideways, and he gambling and like just Julio decides he just all right, I'm done playing, and he leaves, he get his $60 million and leaves. It's just time like instance after instance for the Atlanta Falcons. It just seems like nothing was going right. So when you see those things just continuously unfolding, it's time to just like, all right, let's just do right by that. Because this shit is not going to get any better. All right?
Right.
Maybe we should just send him to a team and we can, start this thing over. So I know that was a long, but this is something that I had to say. And it took me about a week to even, really get my thoughts together. And these are my true feelings of what Falcons fans should do. If you're going to be a Matt Ryan, it's okay to be a Matt Ryan supporter. You can go to look. Peyton Manning is my all-time favorite player. I was following him in Denver. I was watching Denver games. I was watching Colts games in the midst of being a Matt Ryan, a Falcon fan. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But all the crying got to stop, bro. You got to stop all the damn crying, man.
I mean, yeah. At this point in time, you have to prove to yourself like this is where the real Falcon fans have to stand up, and we have to be together right now. Rather, if you pro Matt Ryan or were anti Matt Ryan, be honest, nigga gone. But
he gone, bro.
he gone. And then, like I said, I won't feel too bad that he's gone because I can honestly say here, and we can honestly say for the both of us and a lot of people that's in here, we've already given him his flowers.
Absolutely.
But they're going in a new direction here. We have to change the culture first and foremost as far as what this identity needs to be. And I want to talk about the Marcus Mariota press conference. I want to know with that, and that's where that all kind of led into. That we could talk about, the introduction of Marcus Mariota and what the expectations were. First of all, that shirt he had on, I swear to God, he looked like he was going to Top Golf to go fuck some hoes with or something.
I swear he was like, bro, all I need is a hat, the filter. That's all I needed from him, bro. That
look like he might. Boy, that boy had a bowling shirt on, boy. I'm telling you. But there was a couple things he said in there that I think he put a whole lot of emphasis in as far as why he chose Atlanta. Like I said a couple days ago, like I said yesterday, they've had a relationship since he was a rookie.
Right.
And the first key word that he said that he put emphasis on was Arthur Smith is going to keep it real with me.
That's it.
That's all it was. He's going to, like I said, he's going to be truthful.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just said, as well as he learned a lot from Derek Carr and Ryan Tannehill sitting behind these guys. Now, I don't know how much you would learn behind Ryan Tannehill, but Derek Carr I can definitely see.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, we got a $5 super chat. Aaron McDowell Jr. said, all I can say is Matt Ryan's replacement better be just as good or better. I mean, that's the expectation you want.
Mm-hmm.
That is the expectation that you got to have. You want to see the guy be as good and or better.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got some huge foots, you got some huge shoes to follow. And he's acknowledged that too. And he also said, as much as Matt Ryan has done here, I want to carve my own path here. That's what I want to hear. That's what I love to hear right there, because it's one of those things where you don't want to put the pressure on yourself to try to live up to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm laughing at Lowski. He said he seems kind of slow. What the hell?
Wow.
But the thing is, you don't, like I said, you want to create your I'm about to say, you want to create your own expectation here. Like I said, Arthur Smith loves him. That's why I said the chemistry is already there. So I think he'll be fine here. I think he'll be fine. Hey, he damn sure does look good in that Falcon uniform. I tell you that much. He's gonna look good in that uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike, what's your take on that, man? What was your take from what you got from that?
It's difficult. Because no matter what he does, he's going to be looked at. Like no matter, I honestly think this is the best thing about it. I wouldn't draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. This is the worst time to draft a quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, because nothing you do is going to be good enough for Matt Ryan. This guy's an MVP Hall of Fame quarterback. Nothing you do will equal the great Mike Vick. You're not going to be any like these two guys. When you talk about Atlanta Falcons, you say Matt Ryan, you say Deion Sanders, Mike Vick, and you throw in the great Jesse Tucker. Oh, they the standard. T Matt, those guys, Roddy, those are 5. Like that's the Mount Rushmore. So no matter what the quarterback does, it's not going to be good enough. Falcons fan, we've been spoiled. Mm-hmm. We've been spoiled. We had some legendary players. Claude Humphrey, Jesse Tucker, Key Brooking. We talk about some good players. Chuck Smith, Terrence Mathis. Bro, come on. Algernon Darius Crumpler.
Scott Case.
Like, come on, man. We had some
Mike
great players. We can keep Bob Whitfield, bro. We can keep going. Mud Duck, Tom McClure himself.
John Abraham, Jonathan Babineau.
Come on, man. We've been spoiled, bro. So nothing that young kid does at quarterback is going to be good enough. We're going to critique him. We're going to say he sucks every time he makes a mistake. Matt Ryan doesn't make mistakes. Mm-hmm. Do you hear me? Let me repeat that. Matt Ryan doesn't make mistakes like that. When he makes mistakes, he was like, oh, wow. What the hell is going on? Matt actually threw an interception? We're going to see more of that. We're going to see him make bad reads. We're going to see quarterbacks. We're going to see more of those games what we had last year when Matt Ryan got hurt and we had 2 interceptions back-to-back from Josh Rosen and Felipe Franks. We're going to see a lot of that, Falcons fans. So this is the reason why I wanted to do Friday Night Madness a little bit. We are spoiled fucking rotten. This is the reason why K-Styles said, we've been saying, I don't think y'all ready, bro. It's about to get ugly. This is not going to be pretty football. It's going to be some ugly, sloppy, bad football from a team that's learning. It's about to get ugly.
It's eventually going to get away from strike football to bust you. They're going to eventually have to get to bust you in the mouth football.
Right. Yeah, it's
like
about,
I said,
we about to play some ugly football, like you said.
Mm-hmm. So I'm about to say, yeah, if we expected to see 15 350-yard passing games, no. Are we expecting to see games where quarterback throwing 6 touchdowns a game? No.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we have to change the culture, and we want to go. And like I said, and we're gonna be talking about the Falcon free agent moves as well a little bit later, and just get a lot of people's opinions on those as well, and our opinions and how they try to set this team up. But let's go ahead and as Falcon fans, let's just go ahead, man. We a lot of us was begging for rebuilds. Can't run away from it now. I love rebuilds, man, because you already know your team has no expectations at all, and that's where the true fans show up at. But the thing about it is, and I have to call out some folks, I'm not tanking. I'll be damned if I have the mindset of tanking.
Yeah, you can kiss my.
You can kiss the whole side of my ass with that one. If we're bad, if we're bad, we just gonna be bad. But don't what did the word always say? The power of the tongue. Words are very powerful.
Words are powerful, man.
Cookie by day. Devontae said the left or the right. Both of them, motherfuckers. The left and right shit. I get you. Look. We throw a fruit bowl in that bitch.
Fruit bowl.
Nuts hanging all in between. So yeah. But Lavo said, shout out to you, Sister K. Appreciate your positivity. Keep the great content coming. Definitely appreciate it, man. And everybody here has a positive. Everybody out here is trying to be positive, man. Like I said, we have to be the voice. And like I said, there's not a lot of content creators that's going to be the voices as far as trying to keep the positivity here. You can come holler at your boys over here. That's what we do around here. I know Mike comes off as a little asshole-ish, but believe you and me, it's misunderstood. LT, misunderstood. Jew, we all are misunderstood over here. So it ain't just me, homie. It's everybody. It's as we call the unholy alliance is real.
Oh, yeah.
It's real over here. But as we got coming on, speaking of unholy alliance, let me go ahead and set this up right here. Let me go ahead and set this up. I don't know, y'all know where I'm finna go with this. God damn it. I wish I had a mouse. My mouse at like complete horse shit right now. But as we finna set this up, as you already know, I want to give it all to you. You're right on. We got Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry in the building, aka LT.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing tonight?
What is going on? Hey, man, we good, man. We good, man. What you got for us, man?
All right. I'm gonna do whatever I can, but for the time being, I'm just gonna go ahead and break it down to y'all fans. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Matt Ryan is no longer a Falcon, so you can't put no blame on this man. What happens, happens. It is what it is. You can't go out there and we lose games. The first thing you say, what a quarterback did such and such. Nope. Now you get to see what real football look like. The lack of defense, the lack of running game, the incompetent receiving core. You're gonna see what Matt had to deal with this team for the last several years. Matt, as a matter of fact, really the last decade. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we had great receiving talent, but defensively, one never really done. Running game got lackadaisical after 2011. Like, this is where we at right now. When it boils down to it, people, football is a team game. And I really want to say that it's a crying shame it took for this man to leave Atlanta for him to finally get the flowers that he definitely deserved. I put out a tweet early in the week and said that Matt got more love in 18 hours than he saw in 14 years. That to me, people, is an absolute travesty. And this fan base is the reason why Atlanta sports do not get the love and recognition as what the Braves do, even though they said we didn't get the necessary coverage that they should have got after they won the World Series. But, Braves country, they strong. Braves country is Braves country all day. They don't go nowhere. Win, lose, or draw, it's all about the Braves. They stick by them. But when it comes to Falcon fans, y'all are halftime. And what I mean by that means you only mess with the team half of the time. Like, at the end of the day, it is absolutely atrocious to see things go the way it went. And now, for the last week, I've seen all the people that had so much hate for this man. Now you praising him. All the media outlets.
I want to do a show on that because a rant coming for that. I'm sorry, a rant coming for that. I just had to say that real quick. I see some punk. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What you say, man?
He said 101. He said 101 with the great one is coming up soon for that.
That's coming because I'm seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of punk bitches. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Especially the biggest one of them all. He works for ESPN. He's the black so-called black educated guy. I just hate even saying his name now. It's disgusting to see his face.
Hey, look.
The words that you respect him. Like, huh? All you did here. It's disgusting. Like I said,
it was on the business tip. It was on the business tip.
You talk about some of the most like you see these people utter these words like, who the fuck are you? Are you talking about Matthew Thomas? We're talking about the same guy. Are you talking about my quarterback? This guy? Hold on. This guy right here? Oh, we're talking about this guy? And no, I'm not changing this shit for nobody. It's still the second best quarterback and for me. But no. Oh, y'all gonna feel this. Please don't, boy. Look, bro, I'm telling y'all better, but please, look, I want everybody to tweet at this man, Stephen A. Bitch. All right? Tweet at him. I want him one-on-one with the great one, because I got some choice words to say about his punk bitch ass. He's a straight up punk ass bitch. Like all of a sudden you respect man, shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, come on. Hey, wait a minute. Come on.
Oh, Lord.
Come on.
So yeah.
There you go.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Man, fuck all that, cause that bitch ass motherfucker named Colin Coward been talking about my damn quarterback.
Hey.
He in the dome. Fuck all that.
Hey,
And the dog
hey,
can't even sniff the fucking levels.
Hey, look, I was about to say, man, let's save that for the end of the show. I want to get to these free agents right quick before we go ahead and get to the full-blown ass rants. Come on, we're going to be like this. All right. All right, so I want to get y'all opinions on how y'all feel about the free agency moves that the Falcons have been making. Because I know a lot of people look at these moves and be like, well, ain't nothing special to bark over, and it's not the splash that everybody wants. But I think it's been some solid moves that they have made so far. And I think a lot of us here in Atlanta is really sleeping on what this team can possibly be. I mean, nobody's expecting playoffs this year, but, you know, by the word of the street, that this is a 2-3 win team this year. I don't see that. I know they bringing a lot of Chicago Bears players over here. They're not bringing the right ones here, but they doing okay.
Right.
I'm about to say, where's Akeem Hicks? Now that's the one I'm waiting on right there. I'm waiting on Akeem Hicks. But Lorenzo Carter, that seemed like that's the one that kind of got everybody over the free agency bug. Casey Hayward, Damian Williams. Like you said, bringing back Cordero Patterson, Young Wei Koo getting his deal. And before we finish that off, let's get this $5 super chat. This is from the homie. Let's get it, GA. He said, when you with the homies, Mike and the sixth man, you with my homies for life. LT. I forgot. Look. I was trying to think about what was that stable that was supposed to happen. Oh, yeah, we the union. We the union over here right now.
hey, I can dig it.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, we still the unholy alliance. It's just the three. You just see the three of us, but we run about 20 deep over here.
Really and truly is I mean, we got 20 deep, but it's really like what 5 in total. Us 3 plus Sam, Big Sam, and Chauncey.
We the faces of the Holy Alliance.
The Holy Alliance.
But we got some background guys here that y'all better not sleep on. But
right.
Yeah.
They get ready.
But yeah, like I said, going with the signings of bringing back Isaiah Oliver. Like I said Cordero Patterson coming back. I know Tez Torber was one of those signings that everybody was scratching their heads on, like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this motherfucker? Like I said, Elijah Wilkinson, everybody looking at him like, who the fuck is this dude? But like I said, going back to Casey Hayward, Lorenzo Carter, Young Wei Koo, Isaiah Oliver, Cordero Patterson. It just seems like the way that they setting it up, it's almost like this draft is going to be set up offensive base. I'm not offensive, defensive. They're going to address the front seven pretty high in this draft. This is what I'm thinking. So I want to get y'all opinions on that as well.
I think. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I've been saying this for years that the Falcons have to start really drafting more defensive players. Like that's been a Achilles heel for our franchise for the last, like I said, for the last decade plus. Like I mean, like don't get me wrong, I am a diehard Falcon fan, no doubt about it. I really am. But a lot of people don't know. One of my favorite teams I used to watch coming up was the Baltimore Ravens. I loved their defense. I absolutely loved their defense. Their defense was stout. It played balls to the wall. It barely gave up anything. It had playmakers. They had everything anybody could imagine on their defense side of the ball. And like I said, I ain't gonna necessarily say the Falcons will become the Baltimore Ravens, quite frankly, it's gonna be very impossible to do so due to the fact that we're talking about, in today's game, they won't allow you to really be dominant on the defensive side of the ball like we should. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for you to do that. But if we have to be able to get a defense that gets stops when it's time to get stops. Giving up third and longs and not being able to put pressure on the QB on third and fourth downs. Not forcing turnovers. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if we probably did the math, and they go that damn Power Rangers damn theme song. But,
go Power Rangers!
But, like if we did the numbers on how many turnovers we probably got in like the last few years, man, we probably like bottom half of the league. Like we do not create turnovers, and that is a horrific situation. We have to be able to create turnovers. Because what people don't realize is, not really trying to keep bringing up Matt on this, but what people don't realize is when it boiled down to it, like Matt was the type of QB, if you gave him turnovers, he could thrive. We weren't doing that. So that's really this is why we were saying like it showed how great he was, because this man was out here literally like driving the length of the field and putting up points. But at the end of the day, you got to get a defense that's gonna help this offense. Your defense has got to create turnovers, and they have to get off the field at time and possessions. When it's third down and you in your own territory at the 30-yard line, and it's like less than 4 minutes left in the game, you need that crucial pressure that could be able to get their opponent's offense off the field. Why do y'all think the Rams won the Super Bowl? If you watch that replay in that last play, Jalen Ramsey fell down and left Jamar Chase wide open downfield. But what stopped that? When you got a dominant defensive lineman and like an Aaron Donald or someone in that caliber that could create that, that could gain that pressure, it negates all of that. So, like I said, in the draft, we definitely have to build a strong defense or something of that nature, because we need it. We need it, man. It's time out for the BS, bro. We can't keep going out here thinking scoring 40, 50 points gonna get us dubs, man. Like I said, I've been saying this for the longest. You can't lose games if your opponent not scoring. That's the bottom line to it.
I definitely agree with that.
I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm a huge boxing fan. And
please don't use what I think you about to use for as an example.
No, it's gonna be complete. You'll see. But Custom Model is obviously one of my favorite managers and promoters and coaches there is. And one thing that he always stated is that he never wanted people near Mike Tyson that was gonna change his mentality. Mike Tyson defeated a lot of people before they even got in the ring. Mike Tyson really believed that he was Napoleon. He thought he really was that damn good. He knew he was that good. Why? Because Custom Model, before he even put him in the ring, he destroyed that like a lot of people don't know about Mike, and you probably don't. Mike is a very sensitive person, bro. He's sensitive as hell. His mom used to beat him, like really beat him. You know, he didn't have friends. He wasn't popular. And the dude that cried at the drop of dime. But when he got with Customato killed all that shit. He killed all of that. So why am I bringing up that analogy? Is because Falcons players, we've been soft as shit. We've been soft. We've been lied to by Thomas Dimitrov. We've been lied to by the NFL on what really builds champions. What really builds champions?
That's the national media.
That mentality and your heart. They getting football players in here. We getting guys that's not afraid to bust your ass in the mouth, who's not afraid to actually run the ball. Guys who aren't afraid to hit. Guys who aren't afraid to get dirty. We getting some big, we getting some animals. If you just look at what these guys, Casey Hayward, that dude is a ball player. That dude plays with an edge.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to slowly get these guys with a different mentality. He's changing the mentality of this Falcon. They could have went out and got drafted this guy and drafted that guy, but Arthur Smith, Terry Fontenot, Rich McKay, those guys are changing the culture. LT just said they're changing the culture, the mentality. And with a fighter, you got to kill that scary part of them. You got to get in there and force them to take a couple of punches. When you get in there on that football field, look, you got some guys that are afraid to get hit. The best way to go about it is what? To kill that? To kill that? How do you kill that? You get his ass on that field, and you, as a coach, you deliberately have somebody go and target that guy and make sure you knock him out. You got to get that hit. Got to get that first hit. You got to get that first hit in. You don't get him. If he does not get hit, if he doesn't get hit, oh, he's going to be running scared. Go ahead, Gangsta.
I'm glad you said that, and I just thought about it. Casey Hayward can make AJ Terrell even a better corner.
Mm-hmm. Mentality, bro.
Casey Hayward can make Darren Hall a better corner
by
taking these guys under his wing.
He actually could boost that whole secondary, to be honest, with his veteran leadership.
Right. And that's kind of what that's why they brought back Eric Harris too. I know a lot of people looking at it like, oh God, we got him coming back. He's still a leader. You still need leadership. Like I said, Eric Harris didn't play as bad. The problem was he dropped too many picks.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like if he actually
if I think about Eric Harris, the first play coming to my mind was that pick six he missed against Dallas. I'm telling y'all, bro, if he catches that ball, the whole dynamic of that game changes.
Right. Like you said, if he actually converted on those interceptions he dropped this season, he actually be making way more money in free agency.
Really?
But this is why we always say, but you got to make the plays when it's presented to you. He had two of them again. I remember two of them against Washington. Yeah. Casey Hayward's been a dog since he was in Green Bay. Yeah. He's been a dog his whole career, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Dude played with this edge, changing the mentality.
Right.
Hey, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, what's going on, Noah?
Okay.
What's your take?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was kind of confused because I updated my phone last night, and now I hop back on here, try to join you guys, and I'm not getting any sound through my headphones, either one of them. And that might be a problem for me moving forward. So I got to figure out how to solve this issue because now I'm on like a loud phone call with the speakers on,
Ooh.
and yeah, I'm not comfortable with that route. But to go with the Casey Hayward pickup, like he's a guy that makes me feel okay with passing on a corner in the top of the draft because he's got a veteran presence. He's got, I don't know how much familiar he is in the system, but I know that he's a guy that can move around no matter what and improve a defense, especially in the secondary. We've seen it before. Like last year with Vegas, like he was actually the best producer on that team in the secondary, and was playing behind, beside guys like Damon Arnett. It's like, yeah, he was a bright spot for them too. And we got another corner right there. I don't know how the heck you can make AJ Terrell even better than he is right now, but Casey Hayward can be the guy to do that. And you mentioned already, like the rookies that we had from last year, like we have a lot of youth in the secondary group, and he's going to be the other guy where it's like, yeah, Deron Harmon probably should have been that way, or Fabian Moreau probably should have was that.
My dog coming back. My dog. Oh, my dog. Oh, my dog. You gotta come on, man. Come on.
But
get some praise. Get my boy some praise. Go ahead. You know what I'm talking about. Who am I talking about?
I don't even know right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Isaiah.
We know.
Oliver.
I mean, like,
I
he was already good without him.
Like, who?
Bro, this secondary can be really scary. This secondary can be really scary. We talking about you get Io back, and the good thing that I do know, I'm not as sure exactly what his injury, but I don't think it was a ACL tear, MCL ACL tear. So that's good. But man, whew.
I wonder how far along Eric Harris is from his recovery from his injury too.
Who's that?
Eric Harris. He also got injured late in the season as well.
Oh, the arm pick. Yeah.
At this point, we got a guy, and I'm not pretty sure y'all know. He probably in the chat right now by the name of Rashad. That man been saying that man say all the time, if you want to win championships, you got to build the trenches. This is where the Falcons at right now. We have got to build this trench. Trench warfare has been abysmal, and I'm here to tell y'all, if you was in the military and you ain't got no trench warfare, you ain't gonna make it.
About to say, you can surprise people with a bunch of snipers, but god damn it, once they spot it,
but sometimes they ain't. But sometimes you're not in a situation where you could be able to snipe. You got to go toe to toe on that battlefield.
Exactly.
I also think that. Oh,
go ahead. No, you good, Noah. Go ahead.
Okay. I was also going to think like having the right timing to do so is also helpful because now that we have improved our secondary, I think we have enough time in order to really figure out who we want up in the pass rush, and we can kind of make do with it. And plus, like right now is a really deep edge rushing class and interior defensive line class, and next year's class is also going to get even better than what it is right now, if you can believe that or not. I also see some really good options, some gems as offensive linemen. If we're concerned about that still, and we feel as if the best way to do that is in the draft, I might want to go the free agent route and just try to go for competition, which I think that's already what we've been doing right now. Right. But like we haven't got that big name starter that we can feel like, all right, well, yeah, he's going to be, this person here. So competition at these, in the trenches, that's going to be really exciting for us moving forward. But Yeah, you can go back to what you were saying.
Oh no, that's good. I mean, at the end of the day, this team has to build through the draft. We haven't really built a team through the draft like that consistently in a while. Just going back to what LT saying about the trench play, even in that Super Bowl season, the trenches really wasn't all that. It got you over the hump just a little. It got you just enough. But as far as dominating, we have to be dominating in the trenches one way or another. Route 96 is gone, people. We can rejoice.
And we got to have the right sort of domination also. You can't come in with that the style of running game. Like the Falcons were running the ball. They ran the ball. Like they did try to run the ball, but the style of runs of what didn't allow teams to respect them physically. What I mean by that, 3rd and 1s, being able to convert 3rd and 1s and get physical when you need to get physical. Goal lines, getting those 2 yards when you need to get those 2 yards. So getting running backs using running backs like Quadri Olison and Mike Davis in those situations, and having a quarterback now that adds that added dimension with his play calling. Because what a lot of people don't know about a lot of West Coast system is that quarterbacks have to have that ability to move around. Can't be a stationary quarterback. The only quarterback to like, and I don't even like to say that Tom Brady uses a West Coast system because it's just quick passes. He just stand in a spot and they just get rid of the ball. That's just literally what he does. So it's not even like he doesn't really run a traditional West Coast offense. Don't let anybody tell you any different. That bullshit that Tom Brady is not a true West Coast offense. A West Coast offense, you got to get the ball on the perimeter and get guys in space so they can use their athleticism. Tom Brady don't run out of that shit. All he does is get the ball out of hand quick and let everybody else do the dirty work. But a true West Coast offense is motion, a lot of bootleg rollouts, and quarterbacks being able to use their athleticism. And now this is why they have quarterbacks like Felipe. That was the whole design. I mean, I should have saw it coming then, but Arthur, he slowly brought it in. But now you see what they're trying to do. And as far as the wide receiver, this is what I really wanted. And Devontae kind of alluded to it today. And I kind of played close attention to it. The types of wide receivers that the Falcons are signing are wide receivers that get up the field fast. Not a lot of wasted motion. They get the ball, catch the ball, get up the field. That's it. No wasted motion. It's nothing pretty or prissy about that. You get the ball, catch the ball, get upfield. That's what the Falcons want.
So what you're telling me is we're not finna have a Soul Train line on wide receiver this year?
No Soul. No, baby. No.
We ain't about to have Darren's dance groove at wide receiver this year.
Baby boy. No.
If I can continue that thought for a second, this is the real reason as to why I hopped on right now, because Mike, I know that you just said not too long ago that this offense might look bad, like real bad, and I was hesitant to agree with you on that because let me just run through a couple of questions.
Can you repeat that? I didn't say not the offense. I'm talking about the team in its entirety. You're about to see some bad football. We haven't truly seen bad football from the entire team. Matt Ryan has covered a lot of stuff up. So that's what I meant by that.
Okay. Well, here's a series of questions that I'll try to bring up. Do you think that Arthur Smith benefited from Matt Ryan's?
No, I think actually Matt Ryan held back what he truly wants to do with the offense.
Do you see any improvement in what Arthur Smith wants to do with this offense?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see clear ways where we can improve the roster on both sides of the ball?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and here's another thing too. Does rebuilding necessarily mean that you have to lose?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So now I understand how, like, yeah, we're not going to be as sufficient in the passing game as we were, but I don't really see, unless if we just like execute terribly, which again, I only saw that from a few players, and we were easily calling them out the entire season. You know, the only one that we were kind of holding back on was Jalen Mayfield, and that was because, well, that was the plan C. So we were going to cut him some slack regardless. But the one thing that I was going to really think about is, like, I don't really see us like decreasing that badly. Because, you know, Marcus Mariota in his press conference, he said, like, he was really self-aware with what he learned right now. It was like he felt kind of burnt out with what he was doing in Tennessee, and then kind of cleared his mind and learned a lot more stuff, and really absorbed it from what he's learned from, Arthur, and then Ryan Tannehill, and then Derek Carr he mentioned. And now he's kind of looking at it from all different angles, looking at it from being a good quarterback to like winning a playoff game, and, having all the success, like 3 or 4 straight winning seasons in Tennessee with him at quarterback. I certainly want to say that he helped in that regard. And then he was also like a practice squad player, and he was also a backup. And, so he's learned from all those different, sides of the ball. So as the leader that he can be, I think that he can really like humble himself and not try to do too much on the offense, and that will really improve what Arthur Smith can do, because he understands how malleable the Marcus Mariota can be now. He understands that he's willing to take the criticism. He's willing to, change. Right? If you get a different guy that has a different like offensive system in place, then that's going to be tough in order to build everything else around the offense. When you look at the way that this is built for one style of offense, and it really reminds me of what San Francisco is doing. Like they have the George Kittle, we have the Kyle Pitts, they have the Deebo Samuel, we have a Cordero Patterson. Outside of Brandon Ayuk, which wasn't really utilized all that often, they had receivers like Juwan Jennings and Trent Sherfield. That is like our version of Olamide Zaccheaus and Tajay Sharp, if you really think about it. So it's like they weren't really heavy in the wide receiver group either, but they didn't really have to be, because the number one thing, their bread and butter, was the run game, and making sure that, their quarterback at the time, Jimmy Garoppolo, wasn't the one that was causing all the mistakes. And when you compare it in that regard, even with what you would consider Trey Lance to look like, I say that we're almost on par with what San Francisco can look like next year. And if you think they're going to be a juggernaut, what does that say about us then? Because, they trust their left tackle. We trust our left tackle. They lost their left guard, Laken Tomlinson. He's no longer there. So we also have a hole at left guard. But other than that, like, there wasn't a whole lot of other surprises, but their scheme worked well. And their defense, which we're trying to build up, was keeping them in the game. And that's what really made them look competitive, and that's what made them look like a tough opponent, because their defense was able to capitalize on mistakes that the offense was making, and vice versa. Like the offense was able to move the ball, making sure that it was sufficient, and they got to the NFC Championship game that way. They didn't have a whole lot of superstars, but they just had people that worked. So even while I see guys like Elijah Wilkinson, I see guys like Kadero Hodge, and we're all thinking, like, the heck are these people? And like, don't be too scared, because first of all, I don't really expect these guys to start anyways. But they're brought here for a reason. And if we understand that reason, we'll be a little bit more accepting of what the team can look like moving forward. So I know it's tough to have all this change happen for us, but this is what's got to happen, people. Like, we got to have to, see ourselves in a different light. And I think the light that we're going to try to, look forward to is becoming the next 49ers. Hopefully not choke, but, that's, I think, what our philosophy can look like on both sides of the ball. We just need to get our Joey Bosa and D Ford and maybe like Javon Kinlaw, and that'll be fine. But I think that, we're on pace for doing that, and 2023 seems like our final product for that.
Hey, I don't disagree. I don't disagree whatsoever. And I don't think we've said it before. I still expect this team to win 7 games. Our style of football is we get 4 or 5 yards here, 4 or 5 yards there, and we slowly, methodically, get down the field. We got a guy in Kyle Pitts he's a big time playmaker, and we know what Zacchaeus can do when he has opportunity. K-Style said this earlier today, is that it seems like this Falcons team is going to take a lot of deep shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see from this team. I really believe this is going to be a team that works well together. The biggest issue with this Falcons team for the last 5 years or so is that they weren't equally yoked as a team. It was the Matt Ryan and Julio Jones show. That's what we know we was going to get every game. We prayed. We screamed at the TV. We said, damn, can somebody? Grady said, damn, don't y'all got to block anybody else? We know that. Like, we know now if the Falcons score, that we know for a fact that Dean Pease's defense is not going to give up 90 yards the very next play or one play. We know that for certain now. We know that Dean Pease knows when to blitz. And he knows what to do with his players. Darren Hall is a guy that I did not expect, and he filled in he filled in well for a guy, Isaiah Oliver. He filled in well for a rookie. Mm-hmm. Richie Grant is starting to he started to get it towards the end of the season. We saw what Ayo could do. He get a secondary move. This dude can be a legit NFL pass rusher. So you get a couple of pieces, you add even more pieces to it. Hey man, that's a solid. Like I said, this is a solid team. And at this point in time, when you got most of the quarterbacks on the AFC side, what the Falcons really got to Jameis Winston? Ain't nobody scared of Jameis Winston.
Panthers are confirmed to start with Sam Darnold.
Sam, wow, really? Who's scared? Like, come on, like if you looking at this logically, this is much better than teams. People just look at. I see the same things over and over again. Oh, we don't have a lot of talent. Says who? We just can you, like I said, can you name the receivers of the 49ers? Let's be real. Let's be real. Can you name?
I kind of just did, but that's beside the point.
But that's it. A lot of people can't. I couldn't name it.
Oh, speaking of which,
that 49ers offense is Deebo Samuel and nobody else.
Right.
Oh, and speaking of which, you mentioned about the deep shots that we might be taking. Frank Darby's specialty in Arizona State was catching those deep shots. So I think we might see a resurgence of him finally.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Look like A-Styles is a genius.
Because the reason why I say that too is when you kind of looked at last season, if you looked at how the wide receivers were, what was one of the main complaints that we had was you had guys that couldn't get off the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
But you also had guys that really didn't have versatility as far as being those receivers that can beat you deep. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of a lot of days, the kids and the Kyle Pitts. Like I said, we're just gonna be real on that. The guys that they are going to be targeting, that I have a feeling they will be targeting, like the dude they just picked up today, what his name? Kadarius Hodge. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kadarius Hodge. Like he is a bigger body receiver that most people ain't like we not really paying attention to. Like I said, 6'2", about 210. Like I have to see more of him, so I really don't know too much about him. But
yeah, bring them type of receivers back to Atlanta.
But from what I'm hearing is that he's an okay run blocker. We need, like I said, we need receivers that can do a lot of different things. Russell Gage is fearless, but come on, he doesn't give you a threat deep. Alamazay the Kids gives you a threat deep, but he doesn't consistently get open. You got to have that physicality on offense. And what was going to happen now with this Falcons team is, especially with Marcus Mariota in this RPO game, the threat of Marcus Mariota is going to help this offensive line.
Oh man, I just realized it's like if you trust if you make sure that the defense like respects the deep threats that we have on this team, could you imagine you take two receivers out deep on the right side of the field and then do a dump off for Cordell Patterson, the yards that he can get from that? Or, Marcus Mariota can scramble right there and there's free yards that he doesn't really have to take a hit for.
Williams is another guy that's really underrated as a receiver out of the backfield. That's something that he did in KC as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a decent guy.
Right.
So I also think that you don't necessarily have to throw to the deep shot every single time, but you can use that in your offense in order to, create space in the defense for someone else to feed.
Right. And what that does is that and by having that ability to kind of move that pocket, kind of move the pocket, move the quarterback out and roll him out on a consistency if you need to, it opens up the middle game. Because as Mike said earlier about these guys and this no wasted motion stuff, they have no wasted motion. That means those drag routes become a big part of this offense too.
Mm-hmm.
And that the safeties are going to be, mostly paying attention to what the quarterback does. So if you move him around, you can probably manipulate those ones and then really trust the deep shot now because you might create a one-on-one with the corner.
Right.
I saw something in the Buffalo game that I absolutely love from a play calling standpoint. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, but Kyle Shanahan is a great play caller. It's like, why? Why is he so called a great play caller? The truth of the matter is what makes great play callers is because they know to get the ball to the playmakers. And what we saw in Buffalo is when Kyle Pitts was hot, he kept feeding him. That's what makes play callers play callers. You don't do dumb shit because you trying to get everybody the ball. You see an advantage, you take advantage of that advantage. You keep feeding them the ball. That's it. If I see that Kyle Pitts is hot, it doesn't take a genius to see, all right, maybe this guy's hot. Maybe I can do these things. All right, Michael Thomas is really hot right now. Let's see if I can throw him the ball again. That's what make great play calls. What gets him out of already? Go ahead.
Hey, perfect analogy. I got a perfect analogy. Trae Young is hot. He hit a few baskets.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to let him keep doing this thing, or are you going to pass it to Clint Capella? 4 plays. Or let me use Golden State, for example. Steph Curry going off. You going to let Draymond Green be a shooter for the next 3 or 4 plays? Or you going to feed the guy that's been hot for the last 4 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since we talking basketball, you might well let me bring my boy Kobe up because I damn sure remember the 2008 Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Game 5, which was the closeout game. 4th quarter start, Kobe hit the first 2 shots, and when he hit that second one, he ran right by the sideline. Looked at Phil Jackson, and he did that rolling motion with his hand, like keep him coming, because I'm feeling it. And I'm talking about that man went dumb in that game. He went dumb in that 4th quarter to close out the Spurs. They lead us to first of our 3 championship trip from 08 to 2010. But like you said, you don't take the ball out the hot hand. Like I said, when he hit them first 2, he ran right by field. Keep him coming, because I'm feeling it. Another game that bring it to the football perspective. How do y'all think Julio got that 300-yard game? You don't quit feeding Julio. You keep feeding him. When we quit feeding him, Carolina slowly climbed back in the game. And then what happened? You hit Julio again for a 75-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Game out of reach now.
Feed me.
You
more.
feed the hot hand.
Feed me more. That's it. You gotta keep feeding.
Hey, we told y'all the unholy alliance is here.
You got one more for you.
We got one more coming in. We got Devontae in here, and we got the OG Chauncey.
How's it going, everyone?
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
Nothing, man. What y'all want? What y'all want to speak on?
I just wanted to bring up the point. I know I heard Noah talk about it a little bit earlier. We haven't seen exactly what we're going to get from this offense yet. You know, it was just the beginning last season. And as far as Mayfield, I know everybody wanted to gripe about his pass blocking, but one of the things that highlighted about his play was how well he could run block. Most of Cordell Patterson's big runs were to the left side behind Mayfield and Jake Matthews. With this team moving forward, they want to run the ball and basically beat up on teams. Mayfield is perfect for that. Does he have to get his technique right? Yes. But that's what these players are. As far as Hennessy, we already know Hennessy was a technician. That's what he was brought in. He's a great technician. He has to learn how to get to the second level better than that. But as far as this team and how the offensive line is set up right now, they are really set up to run the ball and run the ball effectively. They just have to realize that.
Oh, I just realized something because you brought up about the play calling stuff again. Because I saw some comments was like, oh, hey, well, you know, Arthur Smith is not on it's not on Kyle Shanahan's level. And I was like, I think you might have a point there, but you also got to remember, who was saying that to about Kyle Shanahan back in 2015? You just got to give these people a chance, guys.
If you think I'm lying about Cal, all you got to do is get on Twitter and hit the search bar and put in Kyle Shanahan QB killer.
All right.
Let's take it a step further, LaTravis. Let's put #Fire Shanahan on the Twitter search bar, and you will know.
Right.
Hey, Chauncey, what do you call him? What do you call him, Chauncey?
Go take a shit ahead, piece of shit. big steamy pile of shit of hand.
Oh,
You know,
boy.
we were saying about how the great play callers, they just give it to the hot hand every single time. Dude, that's what Kyle Shanahan did in 2015. He just kept throwing the ball to Julio. That was like all the playbook. And you know, there's a time where it's like, hey, you got to let these people just calm down and get their rest, you know? Because
That's what he did to
you know,
Debo.
he learned his
Debo
lesson
got
the next
tired.
season.
Debo got tired. Debo got injured. That's how they lost. Let's keep it running.
We've seen on multiple occasions that Kyle Shanahan's arrogance gets the best of him.
So yeah, I don't really see that coming from Arthur Smith just yet. He doesn't really have that in his pedigree. Because Kyle, you know, he can have all the inflated ego because of his dad.
Man, that inflated ego caused you know. Never mind. My bad, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, it cost him 2 Super Bowls. They just say it.
We've seen his basically his tactics all when we actually signed him in 2015. I remember when everybody's complaining about why he always throwing it to Julio, just Julio. When everybody's complaining, I remember that one game he targeted Roddy White 3 straight times and ain't targeted that much once more in that game. It was just showed to me that just showed about his arrogance when it came to his play call. And
if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the Washington game. Because we were like a lot.
That was the Washington game. He ran the first 4 or 5 plays straight at Roddy White because Roddy bitched about getting the ball all week, and that sack of shit to try to play a dick holding contest with Roddy White. You know what, man? Hey, bro. Y'all go ahead and finish, bro.
Hey, go ahead and finish it off. Finish it off.
Man, Friday night madness. Anything going on Friday, you know that.
Well, speaking of which, I'm gonna have to get out of here too, guys. I wasn't gonna plan on staying here too long. So,
you already know it, man.
Not to too much dwell on the past, but we already know was Roddy maybe closer to the end of his career. Yes, but we cannot act like Kyle Shanahan didn't accelerate that shit, bro. He really did.
Yeah, it did. It wasn't getting no better.
He took his love from the game. And just a dick, man. Like I said, that man. It's play calls like him. Just it disgusts me because that's not how football should be. You shouldn't just run your players into the damn ground until you can't run them more, and then you get rid of them. That's why he goes through running backs the way he does. He run them to the ground when they end up getting injured, and then he just throws them out like they fucking trash. That's what he does. That's his entire offense.
I can't even remember one that they re-signed. Honestly, had Breida gone, Coleman gone. I thought that was supposed to be his boy. He gone. You know, I don't know nobody they kept. Jeff Wilson, he's barely hanging on.
Exactly. But look like we got another one on here. Alex.
What's good, Alex?
What's good, y'all? What's good?
What you want to speak on tonight, man?
Not much, if I'm being honest. Not much, honestly. Not much. You guys are really on point. So I'm kind of just chiming in a little bit.
Let me ask you this question. So, and I'm being real selective with this one. I'm gonna just come out and say it. You still want a cornerback? You still want a cornerback? You want a cornerback?
No.
What you want now, Alex?
I don't have a particular want for any position because there's just so many options that we can go through. But I do see certain areas that I think would be beneficial for us right now and for our development, and certain things, certain picks that would maybe take a little bit longer for us to get there, but nonetheless still are justified with talent. So honestly, I think it's kind of you pick whatever you go, and there's no real wrong answer. But some options may be slightly better than others, at least in my opinion.
Okay. Let's go ahead and hit this $9.99 super chat from D Song. He said, I think we get what we need in this draft just because we got some cap to play with, but I say we do need a quarterback for the future, and that would be Ritter from Cincinnati. I see a lot of people jumping on the Ritter bandwagon now. I think a lot of people liking what they see. I think a lot of people like what they see. What?
Ritter,
I told you I was.
Oh,
Go ahead, Alex.
Ritter isn't one of the quarterbacks that I hard pressed when I was scouting for that position. And he didn't really strike me off the board, but he did impress me in the Senior Bowl. However, I just don't want to take a quarterback at all, like just at all. At least in my personal opinion, I don't really want to. I'd rather wait until I have a franchise quarterback available, or a quarterback that I believe can actually become starter material within 1 year. And I don't really, I'm not a big fan of the quarterbacks in this draft class. I'm not. Like, I think that these quarterbacks have their own talents and have great potential. I just don't really think that for short term it is something that I want to rely on. And I think I'm quite higher on Marcus Mariota than most. So I think I'm fine.
At this point, I just hope they aren't kind of bullied into reaching for one. I don't think they're going to grab one at 8. But as far as if you don't like the guy at 43, if you don't like the guy at whatever the next pick is, take the best person on your board, regardless of who it is. You know, I like, as far as the quarterbacks in this draft, I like the best pure passing. I think that's Carson Strong. But whether Carson Strong even fits this scheme, I'm not sure. But if they absolutely had to take someone, I wanted to be the person I know could actually throw the football and stand back there and play that position. But that's just me. As far as Marcus Mariota, I do think Mariota has a lot left in the tank. He might prove that he could be the bridge guy for a few more years, not just 1 year. And then if you take a guy high, you got him on a high salary, and you're like, oh, well, we didn't expect Mariota to play this well. We're just going to keep having him sit. So it does put a lot of decisions in Terry Fontenot's head for the draft.
Yeah, because I'm about to say we also have to realize as well. Let me go ahead and get back on the screen right quick. But yeah, like I said, we also have to realize as well. Marcus Mariota is actually still in the prime years of his career as well. Yeah. So I don't think, like I said, the main thing that's hurt him is the durability. Now, could that have been on him taking unnecessary hits to Tennessee? You can put that in the gear. Is it just bad luck? You can say that as well. But if you really, really, really want to do this right, you gotta build the team first before you find the quarterback. And like I said, I do like Desmond Ritter. He's inconsistent as well. A lot of these quarterbacks are projects. Hell, even the quarterback class next year, I see nothing but projects there too. So if you're really unsure if you're going to get the best investment in quarterback, you build the team. Like you said, Marcus Mariota could goddamn come in this thing and light this bitch on fire. And what are we talking about now?
I'd like to kind of defend how I feel about Marcus Mariota, because I am gonna probably live and die on this sword. I think Marcus Mariota is fine in my opinion. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, because from what I watched in Tennessee up until he got benched in week 6, he had thrown outside of the game that he got benched because he threw 2 interceptions that game, he had thrown 1 interceptions within 5 games, and I haven't seen him really thrown a ball that was intentionally bad from a mental standpoint. So his decision making, in my opinion, is good and cautious. Accuracy, I think, for the most part, is good, and I think where he falters in accuracy is more so of a trajectory issue than more of an accuracy issue. Like him angling the ball and missing the mark tad bit, which I think is one of the easier fix when it comes to accuracy than mechanical. So it's not mechanical; it's more so trajectory wise, and that's it. Like I don't really see much of anything that's concerning outside of what I just mentioned. I think he's a good processor. I think he knows how to throw the quick game. I know that he can extend plays if needed, but ultimately he doesn't eliminate what Matt Ryan still had to go through last year. Like he doesn't necessarily say, you stick Marcus Mariota in there, and just because he can run fast, that just eliminates the fact that we have pressure all over the place and guys that can't get open that are like 5'11" and can't work back to the ball with like midget hands. With all due respect, it just doesn't fix anything.
Got a question. So, Alex, you can give me your opinion on this one. Do you feel like the Falcons should stay at that 8th spot? Or do you feel like they need to move back, trade down in the draft?
If I'm being honest, I'm fine with either or. Because I've been doing mock drafts myself, and us just staying at 8, I can see us making picks, banking on them realistically speaking, and just getting value at these spots. For example, with the 8th pick, you can go so many different routes, and they both help right now. You could go tackle, you could go Jordan Davis if needed to, you could go wide receiver, you can go edge, and you could go center even trade down. You could maybe go linebacker somewhere in the 3rd round, which is something that I'm not opposed to. Like maybe even add in the guy from Wisconsin who's more of a thumper and actually give a little bit more leeway when it comes to our interior players. Because as Mad Mike has mentioned, we don't necessarily have a whole bunch of guys that can shed. We may have guys that are big players, but we don't necessarily have guys that can shed. So adding a guy that can like actually take on bigger O linemen and shed just takes a little bit pressure off of our big guys. Instead of just having guys that can just that you have to like make room for, if you get what I'm saying. But I think that in this draft you can do multiple avenues, but when you trade down, I think that also helps too, because you get more assets and you still have multiple ways that you can go still. Like you can choose many routes at 16 or 24 and still get a good player at there. So
hey, go ahead, Devontae.
I think with his roster construction at this point, with Terry Fundo's roster construction, he's technically telegraphing what he's going to draft. Like, watch the position that he hasn't touched. He signed one edge rusher to a prove-it deal. He's only re-signed Rush, who he can be a starter, but no one's really expecting him to be the next level type guy. So that we know nose tackle needs to be addressed. Outside of Grady Jarrett, we know that behind him on the depth chart was Marlon Davidson and Taquan Graham. Now, who's on the other side? Nobody. He brought in corners. We know the secondary was basically revamped. We know that's okay. We got to see them play. But as far as pass rush, we know that's a problem. Wide receiver, they brought in 3 people for visits, only signed Kadera Hodge today. So that's a draft position. Outside of that, they're basically saying, okay, we're going to have to restock basically every position. The question is when. And I do think they have 9 picks right now. So if they trade back, cool. But like we have to think about who's they feel like is going to actually make this team. It's cool to have a bunch of picks. Or are they going to be there?
Mm-hmm. And we got a $2 super chat here from the Grooming Experience. $2. He said, "Are we saying Marcus is the quarterback for the future? It just depends on how well he plays here."
I'm not saying that he's the quarterback of the future. However, it wouldn't surprise me if he could be the quarterback of the future. Just because I don't think his traits eliminate, like, say that that's out the question. I don't think that I don't think he's a bad decision maker, and I don't think that his accuracy is bad. And I think that he has crazy arm strength and great the ability to run the ball. And quite frankly, that in itself is starting caliber and a guy that you can sustain for a decent bit. Now, the rest is up to him to make him be a franchise quarterback. But to me, that's a guy that you can hold on to as long as you need to. Like you can have him play backup if he's willing to take the pay cut, and I'd be extremely happy with that.
I think they need to go into the season with the mindset that this is our guy. Whether it's right now or for the future, we don't know. But go in thinking, okay, we have Mariota as quarterback one. Now, what can we do to help Mariota be the best Marcus Mariota that he can be? So I think that's what we need to focus on. What wide receivers gel well with him? We already know that he's played well with somebody like Tajay Sharp, who's still a free agent. I think they should probably bring him back. We know the type of players they have who are all deep ball threats. You know, Frank Darby, Chad Hansen, Kadero Hodge today, even Austin Trammell. They're going to have players that are going to be able to actually get open. Now, is Marcus Mariota going to be able to use his mobility to, kind of throw them open and be able to get there? I believe so. So I believe this team is going to take the little low-key approach to that. But as far as the thoughts on this season, I like the approach of having players with we really don't know. We can't pinpoint exactly what they're going to do because they haven't got the opportunity. So I like that we're having a team culture change where a whole bunch of players' mindset is, I've never been given this opportunity. The Falcons are giving it to me. I'm finna go out and get this money.
And Alex, to me, actually hit a very interesting point that I've been thinking about this Falcons team actually addressing in this draft this year, and that's that linebacker position. Like he's talking about Leo Chanel from Wisconsin. Like I said, that's a pretty good name right there. Like I could definitely see that when you're talking about the Christian Harris and the Chad Mumas, the Quay Walkers, Brandon. Well, I like Brandon Smith, but his problem, he got some kind of issue with me. That's like he could have been the best linebacker in this draft class, but his problem is he missed too many damn tackles. Devin Lloyd, that's another one. Like that, Devin Lloyd is the top linebacker in this draft. I'm still kind of iffy on Nakobe Dean because he's basically Deion Jones. He's basically Deion Jones, the same size and everything.
Have you seen Darian Beavers from Cincy?
I like Beavers.
That's pretty much kind of like my favorite as far as where I think Falcons would go if they go linebacker, because I don't think they would address linebacker early. Like
I don't think they should either.
Like I said, because they got that extra third round pick, or if he slips to the fourth round, like he's definitely a guy that I could see. Because remember, we also have to remember as well, they damn near had the whole goddamn scouting department at Cincinnati's pro day. Right. It wasn't just Desmond Ridder they was looking at. You had Darren Beavers out there. You had Alec Pierce. You had Kobe Bryant. You had Jerome Ford. So they looking at a lot of guys. And I think Darren Beavers, and this is what we have to look at this linebacking core too. And I think in order for everybody to really get Deion Jones back in that positive light with Falcon fans, Because you notice the timeline that everybody really kind of turned on him? It's not only when you didn't have that big body in front of him, but in this 3-4 defense, our front, however you want to call it, you need that bigger guy. You need that bigger guy that can attack the line of scrimmage and let Deion Jones do what he do best. So this is why we still keep Deion Jones, because as far as a cover linebacker, he's one of the best in the league. We didn't see it as often last year because he had to cover up deficiencies for Fourier as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff we don't talk about. That's the stuff we don't talk about. Like I said,
hard enough learning your position and teaching your buddy your position as well.
Right. Right. Because that might, like I said, and if we look at how Dean P's defenses are, like you said, even when he had a Ray Lewis, remember he had an Ed Hartwell beside him. Even when you go to the Patriots, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel, Roman Pfeiffer, you got all these linebackers. Like, you need somebody that can be the thumper guy. You got one guy that can cover just as well, but you need another guy that can do the dirty work. And Beavers is kind of the guy that I can see them going after. Hell, like I said, even Quay Walker. Like, these guys can do the dirty work. They big enough.
I think as a whole, this team just needs to get significantly bigger. And I think if they do stay at that 8th spot, they're going to be guys that are very large. As far as George Karlaftis or Trayvon Walker, both of those I think are they weigh 275 pounds and rush the edge. So I just want this team to be bigger. So we don't want no pushovers no more. And we know Ogundeji is big as well on the other side. I know we need to kind of offset styles, but it's still, this team needs to get bigger, stronger on all fronts. So whether it's that getting from the edge, from nose tackle, from 3-tech, whatever, they need to get bigger and stronger.
I like George Karlaftis a lot. Like I really do. I'm still open, but like he is he's up there in my board of accelerating the process of us getting better. Because I think that he provides like real good technique. Like, he understands how to play the position, and he tries to do things that maybe are a little bit out of his element a little bit, but he's almost perfect at the stuff that he does really, really well. And his pressure rate like is a great indicator of that. So I like George Karlaftis. So I think that was a good point.
There's one pass rusher in this draft that I want everybody to pay attention to. Like I said, this is a late round guy. I want y'all to pay attention to Jeffrey Gunther. Coastal Carolina. Jeffrey Gunther is an interesting guy to me. Sets the edge, high motor guy. Like I said, he's not the greatest pass rusher as per se. But if you want to replace Steven Means with somebody that actually you can groom, that's the perfect guy right there.
It depends on where they want to target it. I think there's a lot of late round guys that can come in and be solid.
Right.
I think, Sam Williams, who kind of came
I love Sam Williams.
It came on late. I think he has off the field. He might have some off the field problem. I forget what it was, but he is a solid pass rusher.
Oh, I like Nick Bonito, and it's not because of his hands, but when you watch him on tape, I promise you, he's literally the funnest person I've probably ever watched on tape in a while, because he's like, one person compared him to a lightning ball, like a literal lightning ball, and they're not wrong. This dude is like insanely bendy and insanely shifty, and I was like, Hold on, is that Micah Parsons? Because like that dude is like fast and bendy, and it's like fun watching him because no tackle is gonna like match up with him like that. But yeah, this is a good edge class. It is.
Right. Benito is a good one. I gotta take a look at I know everybody talking about Anderson out of Georgia. I got like I haven't heard too much about him, but everybody's saying that he's one of those guys that if he didn't have his off the field issues, he'd be higher in the draft. Yeah, Adam Anderson.
I still think he's a little too light though. I think he still weighs around. I mean, his listed weight is 220, and that's really too light to be a edge rusher. He would have to got to like at least 240, 250 for me.
That's what you say. He's kind of like one of those guys that you would have to kind of convert as a safety, kind of like sub package linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to say another edge rusher I did like too. I'm trying to pull the name because I had a list of guys that I got here. You talking about as far as like explosion, a late round explosive type of player is D'Angelo Malone.
Oh yeah.
Western Kentucky, I think.
That guy dip and rip is a threat. He's a threat if you want to like he will dip and rip you like and you'll be like, oh dang, he just did that. Like I like him. I think he has good length too, if I'm not mistaken. So like he can learn to convert that to speed to power and start becoming dangerous.
Right. So these are all kind of like the options that I see that the Falcons are going to be definitely looking at. And that's why we were talking about the free agency class, because I think everybody here is on agreement that they're looking to build this front seven through the draft. I seen the name in here, or Orain Barno. You talking about light? This dude about damn 215, 220.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Fast as hell. Nah, I don't think you want. I think
y'all might be forgetting about Marcus Parsons, buddy.
I had thought at the Senior Bowl, because I didn't really know that much about Boye Mafe when I first saw him. I thought Boye Mafe and Amari Barno were like the same player, and that was so much disrespect that I put on Boye Mafe, because Amari Barno is like rawest of raw at the moment, just rawest of raw.
He just fast as hell. That's all he did.
Indeed, he is. He's fast, but he is raw.
I think one player that a lot of people aren't really talking about, I think it's because his age, is Arnold Ebiketie. I'm probably just now. But the guy from Penn State, because I think he's like, 24, 25. I think that's why people aren't talking about it. But he is one of the best pass rushers in this draft.
He's good. He's good. He got good hand technique.
Right. All right, hold on, y'all. OG. What you got for us,
all
man?
I keep. I keep hearing ice. I don't know why I keep hearing ice. I want to hear that shit.
Listen,
OG original
man. Whenever you bring up, man, hey man, when somebody bring up, go take a shit ahead name, bro. I go from 10 to 4,000, and I was already on 400, so I had to gather myself and regroup. I'm okay. I'm good. God bless everybody. Man, Mike, you go to hell. Everybody else too,
There, you just got sent to hell, Mike.
Well, he used to it. I sent him to hell a lot.
All the time.
That boy said he got flaming draws.
All the time. I'm used to it.
No, I'm just listening in, man. I'm just listening in because the draft and the draft is not my strong point. And draft prospect, that's not my strong point. So I'm just listening in, man. Just chopping it up with the bros. That's about it.
Hey man, that's good. That's good, man. Hey, I was about to say, man, how do you feel about Marcus Mariota? How do you feel about him from your honest opinion?
I feel pretty good about him. I mean, I still couldn't. I still didn't understand how he lost his job in Tennessee. Maybe because he got hurt, and then I don't know, but I don't think he was playing that bad. Matter of fact, the last time I seen Marcus Mariota, they kicked our ass good down here in the dome. Was it in the dome or the Benz?
It was
the Benz.
It was in the Benz.
It was the Benz.
Yeah,
it was in the Benz.
Yeah. And he played well. He played well in that game.
He really did.
For a stopgap, I don't have an issue with it at all. In fact, I don't think we have quarterback issues as far as just getting that third quarterback. The only question is, I think we all know what the question is: how are they gonna get the third quarterback? Are they gonna do what a lot of people in the sports world think they're gonna do at number 8? And probably take Leak, or are they just gonna go and sign a veteran? I don't know, but I think we are at the quarterback spot. At the end of the day, we gotta start inside out. I gotta get out of my feelings about that. See, I gotta get out of my feelings about that number 8 pick. I got to, because But at any rate, what's best for our Falcons? I think we got to go inside out, bro. I just think we got to go inside out. I got to keep telling myself that. You know what I mean? I got to keep telling myself that. I think everybody in here know where I stand on that. But
right,
that's just me being honest with myself. You dig? So we got to go inside out, bro.
Hey, I can dig that, man. So outside of Malik, like how did where do you think they should go in particular? Do be defensive line, pass
Trayvon
rusher?
Trayvon Walker, if he's not available, Trayvon Walker, if he's not available, I'm gonna stay Georgia. Go Jordan Davis.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these people was willing to get rid of all these damn picks, boy. I'm about to say the one time everybody wants some Georgia players, I was ready to get rid of that shit.
And you know what, though, K-Style? I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I mean, really, I still think we kind of should at least kick the tires on bumping that 8 pick back. Like Philly got 3 first rounders. You don't think we can do a little dance, do a little tango with them, a little dance step with them?
Yeah, because they got back-to-back picks in the first round too. They got 3 of them.
I think all they picks between 15 and 19. I think all 3 of their picks between 15 and 19. I wouldn't have no problem bumping back to that 19 pick and getting probably a third and a fourth rounder. Would y'all have an issue with that?
I mean, they had to come off a second from you dropping that far, though.
And I think that,
how.
I mean, I think you can. I mean, essentially, what you will be doing is where that plan goes. What you essentially be doing is you'll be paying less you'll be paying less. You'll be outside of that payment bracket in that top 10, because you already know when you in that top 10, you gotta go max money for that position. But once you hit outside that top 10,
I don't even know how the money works. I do know it's a little more in them top 5 to 10. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to work. That's why a lot of stuff, man. I refer to the bros on, man. Because hey, if it's something I ain't strong on, I don't speak on it. I don't know how that money stuff works.
Right. Because I think there's a pay scale, like in the top 10, those are usually like the higher paid guys, and then once you get out of that, I think it's like a couple million less.
Yeah, so that's kind of similar to baseball. I mean, because I'm believe it or not, all this hell raising I do about football is my Falcons and my Hawks. I'm a baseball guy, and I know in the baseball draft, they kind of like have what they call slotted money in baseball.
Right.
Like if you're a 4th round pick, you're slotted between this and this. Like if you're a 4th round pick, you slide it between like 350,000 and like 700,000, and you got to stay within that range, or something similar to that. But see, I think football is I don't know if that's how they do football, but that's how they do baseball.
If the fans want to know what Mariota looked like most recently, his last start, I believe, was in 2020 against the Chargers, where he threw 3 touchdowns. And that game's on YouTube if y'all want to see that. So if we all can see kind of way how Mariota a little bit improved under Greg Roman, and I don't know if that's his name, but whatever the offensive coordinator was for the Raiders that season, y'all go check out that game and then think about how he would look with Kyle Pitts and some of the talent that we have here.
I had seen that game and he looked absolutely amazing. And actually, I want to talk about how he was playing in Tennessee, because honestly, like, I think he was underrated. And like I had talked about this before, but and I don't like using Madden rating scales to justify this, but his play was kind of reflected in his Madden ratings back in what I want to say 2019. He was around an 80 about the time he got benched, and then all of a sudden he dropped to a 69 for no reason, for literally no reason. And he had thrown 2 interceptions. Both interceptions I don't believe were on his fault, and I think it was more so because of pressure and people not being open. And then they benched him for Ryan Tannehill. And what people don't know about that game when he got benched is Ryan Tannehill had also thrown another pick and got shut out the entire game. They didn't put any points up on the board, and they stuck with Ryan Tannehill. And I'm like, I don't really get how that makes sense, especially when Marcus Mariota, and God forbid my language, was literally exchanging blows for blows with Matt Ryan in that same season when they played us in the Benz. Like they were going back and forth, and it was actually quite fun. When I was rewatching, I was like, this is kind of interesting. And when I saw that they just benched him after one bad game, I was like, really? That's how y'all want to go and do this? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Do you think that was an organizational decision or what? Because I would seriously doubt that Arthur Smith. You think Arthur Smith may have played a part in this benching? Do you think he might have been with it?
It's possible. It's also possible that Ryan Tannehill was they were giving him some competition there, because Ryan Tannehill, I guess, may have been playing decently in practice. I don't know what's going on in that organization. But as far as I'm concerned, Marcus Mariota really threw 1 interception in 5 games. And that 1 interception I don't even think was on him. Like, other than that, that man was literally feasting on teams, and I'm not over-exaggerating. In the 5 games that I watched in 2019, I thought I was going to see a lot of running the ball with Derrick Henry. No, they didn't. They actually threw the ball quite a bit on play action, quick game, even a lot of spread formations, just him throwing the ball, and he did good. He did good for the most part. There were some times where maybe he overthrew the ball, which I had mentioned that was more so of a trajectory issue and him not necessarily being inaccurate. I think it was more so of just a trajectory than accuracy, because when I go back and see those 5 games, his accuracy was relatively consistent. It's just on some throws, it looks like he's throwing higher than he should be and putting maybe a little bit more juice on it. But otherwise, I think he's a great quarterback.
I got another question. Now, you just mentioned Derrick Henry. Now, I guess it's safe to say, man, you got a Derrick Henry back there Don't make it'll make bad look average and average look good. Is it safe to say that? That's a hell of a cheat sheet to have.
That's true. But quite frankly, if I was gonna say who's people that made him look good, I'd probably say AJ Brown in the offensive
Okay.
line helped make him look good more so than Derrick Henry. Even though because like they did use play action fair amount, but I wouldn't necessarily say that Derrick Henry was like the main focal point, like they were selling out to the run that much because they did use a lot of quick game, and I think it was more so of good play calling and also a mixture of good talent around him with an also mixture of him just being a decent quarterback. So I think everything was just working well together.
I don't know if you guys went over there because I came in a little late. Have y'all talked about our running game? Any?
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Not really. You want to go ahead? You want to go ahead and kick that off for us?
Well, I just want to know because I don't know much about. I don't know about the Williams kid. I mean, I've heard of him. I know he played with Kansas City. I don't know what type of runner. Is he a to the house runner? Is he outside the tackles? Do we mix it up between the tackles? Do we run behind his pads? What's the scouting report on him?
When I watched a few of his games, I really thought he was actually very similar to how Mike Davis played when he was in Carolina. So I think Arthur Smith for sure has a type. And I don't think, I mean, everybody knows about Derrick Henry. We can't make another Derrick Henry. It's really hard to find another bell cow. So I really think that he's going to try to roll out his particular type and have a running back by committee approach. As far as I think how our wide receivers look, I think Cordero Patterson is going to spend a little bit more time at wide receiver than running back, and they're going to have a rotation at running back. So that's why I feel like if they still draft one, that means they consider Patterson as more of a weapon.
Is Quadri still on the roster?
He's I think they call him an exclusive rights free agent, but I don't think they've said anything about him yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the team yet.
I kind of like him, man.
Yeah,
I kind of like Quadri. I mean, other than I think his glaring weakness is probably the reason why Davis. Did we cut Davis?
Nah, he's still on the team.
No, he's still on the team.
See, his glaring weakness is probably the reason why Davis still on the team because Davis can pick up the he can pass protect. Quadri didn't do too good pass protecting, but I like how Quadri run behind his pads. I felt like he should have got more burn in under the last regime. But I mean, I kind of like him, so I don't know. I guess it's wait and see. We got to establish some type of run, bro. What you don't want is your quarterback to have to deal with what our last quarterback dealt with probably for about 7, maybe 8 or 10 of his 14 years. And that's having to damn near play hero ball, with his arm.
It just all starts up front, I feel like all 5 of the offensive linemen that we're projecting to start, they're very good at run blocking. We just have to make them realize it. As far as if they open in the hole, I know Patterson can get it. Mike Davis needs to show that he can hit it faster, but I know he can get there when we've seen him do it in Carolina.
I'm kind of glad we didn't cut Davis, and because here I am. I guess I'm in sentimental mode tonight. Man, I seen the look on his face when he had one game where he put the ball on the ground like 2 or 3 times, and they put the camera on that dude, man, and like that dude looked defeated, man. He looked defeated, like he felt like he had let down a family member or something. That's the kind of look I got off, bro. You know what I mean? And I know he really wants to be here. Another local dude. You know what I mean? Good story behind him.
He tweeted that as well.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he felt horrible as far as the season because he felt like the one thing he wanted to do was put on for his city, and he never did. So I do think he's going to come back with an edge, and I know he can pass block. That's part of the reason he's here. He can pass block better than anybody on this team. He was knocking folks out. So if
Right.
they want Mariota to be able to stand back there, even if he moves, Mike Davis has got to be the player to be on this team.
I can see our running game. I don't know. I see a lot of potential in our running game. I see some weaknesses, and I think some of that is from Matt Hennessy. I think that him going to second level sometimes is either him not getting enough reps to understand what he's supposed to do sometimes, at least on the second level, or him just not being, or at least like they're not getting motion for him to comfortably go up to the second level. Because I've seen him do it before, but then there's instances where we could have got more yardage had he hit a linebacker with better leverage, and he didn't, and it ended up just being a 2-yard gain. But then there's other instances where then Mike Davis like can't really see that well compared to Quadre Olson, who has like prescription glasses, and then like you have that dynamic. And I think that we have enough running backs on this squad amongst Mike Davis, Damian Williams, who's literally a do-it-all running back, and then you have Quadre if he's back. And if he's not back, there are some guys later in this draft like Pierre Strong, Sincere McCormick, Tyler Beatty, Kyron Williams, Rashad White. Should I go on, or I'm gonna stop. But there are guys here that do enough, that have vision and can get you yardage but they just follow the script. You won't necessarily find guys that are big and strong unless they're sleepers, like such as Pierre Strong, that are going to like wow you unless they're like sleepers. They just don't happen. Pierre Strong is a sleeper, but you normally just get those guys that follow the script and do what they're supposed to, which is actually in some cases is just fine. That's fine with me. Get a guy that can.
We just have to remember that Arthur Smith has a type, and he wants those tough yard runners, someone who's going to get the tough yards. So that's exactly why they were high on Damian Pierce out of Florida when they spoke to him at the combine, because that's exactly what he does. Just runs hard and gets the tough yards. So if you can get somebody that you know that you can count on and just shoot through that hole and get 4 or 5 yards, and that's somebody that you need to key in on in the draft.
Man. Hold on. We got. All right, Mike. What's going on? They done kicked you off the StreamYard again? I guess so. But I ain't gonna hold nobody up too much longer. I lost track of time.
I'm gonna get on out of here, man. I'm gonna get on out of here, man.
Okay, I appreciate you, OG, coming on with us, man. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Okay, all righty.
All right, hey. So we're gonna go ahead and wind this down for the night. We definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully this will be the start, the beginning of a new era here in Atlanta, to where everybody can just come together and just, be Falcon fans. Wait a minute. Hello, Mike. What's going on, man? See?
Yeah, I'm good. Suddenly my magical internet extender just doesn't want to extend now. So yeah.
See, it was that contingent that you had on early tonight. I guess the people you offended done destroyed your internet extender.
Hey man, look.
But yeah, I
was about to put a Chauncey I was about to say something that Chauncey would say, but I'll let it ride this time.
Hey, let it ride this time, man, because we about to go ahead and wind it down for the night, man. So you got any final words?
Okay.
You got some final words for the people, and then we just go Devontae and then Alex. Then we go ahead and close it out there.
I just want to say one thing, and we got 145 people in the chat right now. If y'all real ones, put their red and black right now in the chat. You real one, you're a real Falcons fan, either red or black, or you put absolutely 100 with my team 100%. With or without Matt Ryan, with or without Calvin Ridley, with or without whomever the quarterback or the best player is on this team. Because guess what? Things change, and only real ones stay with a squad. Whether it doesn't matter whoever the quarterback is. Time is changing, and we're officially at a new era. Matt Ryan is no longer here. Not to say that he may not come back, but right now, he's not QB1. And we officially have yet to see, or they have announced who QB1 is at the moment. But at the end of the day, it's rise up, baby. I was a Falcon before Matt Ryan got. I was a Falcon fan before Matt Ryan even got here. I was a fan. I was a Matt Ryan. I was a fan of the game before Matt Ryan was probably even thought of. Before I was even thought of. Yeah, I'm a football god, so y'all worship me. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Acknowledge me.
Nah, man. But like I said, man, this is a new day in Atlanta Falcons nation. You either rise up or shut the fuck up. Period.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
All right, Devontae, what you got for us, man?
I just want to say, man, this is a test of your true fandom. You know, if you're there when the highs, you got to be there when the lows too. Now, if you want to see how much of a fan am I of both Atlanta teams, just literally watch the Hawks get their ass beat by Detroit, then come back just to beat the Warriors by 11. You know how tired I am of that shit.
You would have a problem.
You know how tired I am of that shit. But I'm still
beat the best team and then get your ass whooped by the worst team. Yeah.
It's the most annoying thing they've done all season, but I'm still here watching every single game.
Every game.
So just stick out with it. It's gonna work out. If you actually put your positive energy, ain't no curse, ain't no nothing. Let you can cheer on Matt and say, I hope you do the best in Indianapolis, and you can cheer on Marcus Mariota and think he can be the best here. So let's cheer on this team and let's see if we can improve from last season.
Hey, man. We like that, man. Alice, what you got for us?
I just love the game. That's all I gotta say. I love the game. I love the Falcons. You can call me EA Sports because it's in the game. But yeah.
Doom, doom, doom. It's in the game.
It's out.
Hey, you need to put that on a t-shirt while you playing. The scout is out.
I will. I really will. You know what? I'm going to what's it called? Custom ink right now to get that done.
Okay, shoot. Hey, like I said, you better come on camera and show that shirt off then, bro. We need the scout is out.
Yes, sir. I'm about to make that merch all wide. You know, we're about to be selling out in stores.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it on this, man. Like I said, as a like piggybacking on what everybody is saying here, man. But hey, we got to be here for this. Like I said, if you are true red and black, like you said, this right here, this is really where being a fan comes into play. This is the best part about it. Is the rebuild. We seen it with the Braves. We done went through that rebuild for so damn long.
Oof, Lord Jesus.
We seen that
was not pretty.
That rebuild wasn't pretty. But as you saw, they was getting better and better and better. I mean, outside the fact that they got all the home run hitters that couldn't hit the broadside of a damn ball,
Right.
but still, you see it with the Hawks. The Hawks still got ways to go, but you see the potential there.
Absolutely.
We see Atlanta United. I mean, they started off the gate hot, they cooled off, and then now you seeing them ride. The resurgence coming back again. So, like I said, as Atlanta Falcon fans, we just like if and this is to there's quite a few content creators too. We got to do better by these fans and give people the best possible content. Like I said, Matt Ryan is gone now.
Not emotional content.
Can I piggyback off that a little bit?
Go ahead, man.
Can we talk about 2022? I know I've checked my calendar. It's March 25th. Can we talk about this season? I don't care about all the cap space we get next season. I want to know how we're going to improve now. So as far as content, you're going to get it from me. You're going to get it from Mike, K-Styles. You're going to talk about what this season, how we're going to improve, what games they can do. So that's what y'all should expect. We're not going to talk about what 2023 draft, CJ Stroud, what they're doing. We're not there yet.
Exactly. You never know. Like I said, Marcus Mariota might be that guy to where you might not have to draft one of them guys.
Bam.
But like we got to look at all Falcons content creators. We got to look at Falcons media. We got to look at the public media. If you help perpetuate the bad that people feel about the Atlanta Falcons, that's the energy that this team is going to get. So, this is why we always are a proponent to giving a man his flowers while he's here. Because now some people are going to be looking foolish when their take changes just like that. Like I said, in Mariota we trust. He's the quarterback for right now. They got we finna find out what they really got. Anything can happen out here. We've been relying on Matt Ryan for 14 years. We really didn't get any better consistently since 2012. I mean, we've had a couple seasons where, one season we lost in the Super Bowl, the next season we lost in the playoffs, but it hasn't been no consistency. Let's build the consistency, and I believe that the fan base plays a part in that. You want the best team, you got to support the team. If you don't support the team, they're not going to put the best team out there for you. And that's all I'm going to say on that, man. We done held y'all time up a little bit longer.
One more
than we
thing,
expected.
real quick. One more thing, because I think this is important to say also. It's not important. It's not impossible to draft another star. All right. That right there is something that I want to leave with people. It's not impossible to draft another star. We thought we had saw the last of a Dion. And we were blessed with a Vic. We thought we saw the last of a Vic. We were blessed with a Roddy White. Roddy White turned into a superstar. I mean, we were blessed with a Julio. Then we were blessed with a Tony Gonzalez. Then we were blessed with a Matt Ryan. Then we were blessed with a Michael Turner. We were blessed with a Grady Jarrett, AJ Terrell. So in the game of football, it's not impossible to develop or draft another star. But what it's going to take is patience. Stop being patient. Stop being impatient. That's the biggest issue with, the national media. They're so impatient. They don't want these guys to take their time to develop. A lot of people don't realize that guys like Steve McNair, this dude went to Alcorn State, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little school. He didn't go to the University of Georgia, the University of Alabama, or some of the Notre Dame, some of the biggest colleges. He didn't go. He went to a little ass school. So it's not impossible to develop a superstar. But you got to give the coaches the opportunity to develop their scheme and their system in order to build those superstars.
Just gotta let them know it ain't about where you come from. It's how hard you work when you get here.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, man, and I'm gonna keep reiterating this. Everybody is really not ready for this rebuild, but for those that are, strap up. It's going to be one hell of a ride, and I think we're going to all come together and love it. So until next time, we ain't here to play. We here to stay.
Yes, sir.
You ain't got to go home.
Hell no. Come on, Alex, give it to me.
Come on, Alex. Alex, you got to finish it.
But you got to get the heck up out of here.
Yes, sir.
And buy some tickets to the stadium, damn it.
Oh, yeah, do that too.
Deuces.
Peace.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Suck it.